What is up, everyone? I'm going to immediately bring on my co-host, Kevin Ostreicher. It was a fantastic season for the Baltimore Orioles. You hate to see it end like this. You really do in such a short fashion. It sucks, Kevin, let's call it like it is. It was a tough way to end the season for the Orioles. They finished the season 1-1, miss out on the playoffs, and it's all done. It's all done, Kevin.
We'll always have yesterday. We
always will.
Well, the vibes were at an all-time high. I'll never forget what we had this season. I'll never forget it.
Gosh, I remember the World Series tickets I bought when Jackson Holliday hit that home run. When he hit that home run, the World Series tickets were in the cart. The World Series tickets were in the cart, and then it all went downhill. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Kevin and Zach React. We go live after every Orioles game, win or lose.
To Zach's displeasure, we're here.
You say it one time that you didn't want
and you'll never live it down.
We get blown out one game, and I say I don't want to be on stream, and I will never hear the end of it. Kevin, sloppy game. Charlie Morton pitched like a 41-year-old. Jackson Holliday, Gregory Soto. That was fun. That was cool. That was neat. Adley's still a stud. But, yeah, a game was played.
A game was played, and it was played on Apple TV. Hopefully that never happens again for the Orioles.
Oh, good thinking, Kevin. Undefeated, not on Apple TV.
Or Apple TV is the Orioles' kryptonite. So we just know.
I am literally currently tweeting. O's still undefeated when not on Apple TV.
I'm glad I can give you some content. I'm glad we can do that. But yeah, it was a tough game both for the Orioles and for the broadcasting. Hopefully we never have to go through that again.
That was also, can they just admit that they wanted the Blue Jays to win? And I'm not even saying that as like, I'm fair, like bias. I, wanted them to root for the Orioles. Jackson Holliday's home run, I thought, was a routine flyout because they were like, and Holliday makes contact, and that's going to be a fly ball. Oh, it's out of here. Then the Blue Jays would have flyouts that are like, oh, my God, he got all of that one, and it's going to just fall. That one's going to be flying out of here soon. This team is – guys like, okay, geez. The Orioles scored a run. Adley scored on a sac fly, and they're like, and Adley Rutschman makes it in on a bang-bang play. Orioles take a 2-0 lead. There's a wild pitch. Like, and here come the Toronto Blue Jays. And I was like, wow, okay. Energy's a little different for some teams here.
Yeah, I never want to have to deal with that again. But apparently, according to Steve, well, here's Kieran's comment. Yeah, they didn't care. That's true. Not at all. They didn't care about Jackson's homer. But yeah, Steve is breaking the unfortunate news that we might have to hear them again on Apple TV in June, or watch them again on Apple TV in June. So bring back Kevin Brown. Hashtag. Yeah. That was it was rough, but yeah, we're gonna get into Charlie Morton. We'll get into Jackson Holliday.
Much better. Sorry, I realized my camera.
Yeah, let me do it too.
Welcome to behind the scenes again to Kevin and Zach. I was so blurry.
I was only a little blurry.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Charlie Morton. I think we kind of have to. Rough first. Huh?
Ramey said they might just be worse than Tony Romo.
Let me tell a quick side story first before I get to Charlie Morton. I had to delete it because I didn't want to get in trouble. I tweeted the most out of pocket thing about Tony Romo during the Bills game in the playoffs. It was that video of the ref with the Chiefs on his knees with the Chiefs player. It was on pace to reach like banger status, and I'm just like, I don't want to like get in trouble for this, so I deleted it. But I don't know, man. Tony Romo is in his
dirty dog.
I know, and that's a crazy downfall. By the way, everybody loved Tony Romo when he first.
Tony Romo, remember his first year when he was guessing plays right ahead of time. We crowned him the greatest broadcaster of all time. That was our fault. I'm just going to take credit. That was our fault for Tony Romo. we all gave him way too much credit early on for calling plays. Now that's all he tries to do. Like, he'll just be like, I would run it here. I would do this here. It's like, okay, Tony. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie Morton.
Yep. 3 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts is the final line.
Kevin, I'm considering doing this now. Do we maybe run this while we're talking about it? Maybe
Sure,
you know.
Let's do that.
Just to get. Oh shoot! I got.
Just do the whole pitching. Yeah, we can just talk about the whole pitching. Look, credit to him. I mean, early on in the game, he allowed base runners, guys in scoring position, and he was able to get out of jams. And that's something I'm not comparing him to Corbin Burns. All right, don't take it this way. But I'm just saying that Corbin was good at that for the most part when he was in Baltimore. Are
you comparing Charlie Morton to Corbin Burns right now?
And here comes the gaslighting. Yeah, which by the way you're notorious for. But
oh my God,
Corbin was good at doing that. Remember, he would get into trouble and then he would get out of it. Charlie Morton did that over the first couple innings. The problem is that he didn't really have a lot of time in spring training to get ramped up. The Orioles didn't really opt to pitch him that much.
I think he pitched like 8 innings.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, I think 8 innings. And then it kind of all just fell apart. And that kind of was the story of the game where, the Orioles, they made a somewhat effort early in the game to say, hey, we're going up 2-0. And then guess what? They never scored again. It was 2-0, and then it was 5-2, and then it just snowballed from there.
It was, for Charlie Morton, we'll start there. It was, Charlie did look good in the spring. I don't know why they opted not to pitch him as much in at least spring training games. I know he was getting working on the side. Kevin, that was the one thing. Like, I guess there's the double-edged sword here of, Morton in the first 3 innings showed an incredible ability to get out of trouble. Get into a jam and he would just escape by the skin of your teeth, get out of the jam. But to have to get out of the jam for 3 innings straight, you're like, hey, could we get a clean inning? Can we get an inning where you don't feel like the Blue Jays are about to blow this thing open? Even when the Orioles had a 2-0 lead, it was one of those things where you were confident because Morton had gotten out of it before, but you were also in the back of your head, you're like, hey, Charlie, I would like a quick 3 up, 3 down. Can I get something? That's not what happened in the 4th. That 4th inning was a painful reminder of baseball, Kevin. That's what I'm going to call it. It was you know what, Kevin? I'm going to spin zone this. I'm happy the Orioles had a disgusting 4th inning because that's baseball. We have officially – in 2 games, perfectly encompassed baseball. 6 home runs yesterday. The Orioles could do no wrong. Tonight, it felt like they could do no right. We've encompassed both ends of baseball. We've seen the entire season in 2 days, and now we can start with our regularly scheduled program. We've now witnessed the highs and the lows in once. Now we can start baseball.
Yeah, here, and for Charlie Morton in particular, as I said, this goes both ways. I'm not overreacting to 1 start. I'm going to give it at least a month. Yeah, it's just this. I don't know how Zach got this job with me. I don't know. He's such a fake fan. I don't know what we're doing here, man. But no, what I'm saying is that, like we talked about yesterday, I'm not going to get too high or too low. Yeah. Zach and I both said we were not happy about that. So
we are.
Yeah,
we definitely think Sandy Alcantara was Sandy Alcantara. Let's just say Miami. I would expect a phone call from Big Mike. So
so let's hope that gets done. But not overreacting to 1 start from Charlie Morton. My prediction is that by the time the season is over, if there are no trades, and hopefully there will be, but if there are no trades, and definitely overreaction Friday, which is a 2nd game of the season. Yeah, I don't know what Zach is doing. My prediction for the rotation, if everybody's healthy and there are no trades, is Grayson Rodriguez, Zach Eflin. I think Sagano leaps Charlie Morton at the end of the year. I think Morton will be 4, and then Kramer/Povich or whatever that looks like will be 5. I think that this is some of the problem that we ran into last year when talking about the Orioles, though, Zach, is 3 1/3. You have to go deep into your bullpen. Now, Albert Suarez comes in long relief. I think it might be over for Big Al. It might be. I said, and this is me absolutely going back on what I said of not overreacting. I'm going to overreact to this. I think it might be over for Big Al.
That was a crazy switch up, Kevin. Like, people are going to be clowning me in the comments for this, but that was a crazy...
I acknowledged it, though. I acknowledged it.
So let's just...
I hope I'm jinxing it, by the way. And if he does turn out to be good this year, I'm going to come back to this and say I was the reason.
Oh, I love it. Of course, you have to. You have to take credit for it.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those games where this was not a great. Like, listen, if this game happened in the middle of July, in the middle of August, and Charlie Morton and Albert Suarez were both pitching decently, I'm not saying setting the world on fire. I'm not saying saving the rotation or the bullpen, but just being decent. We probably aren't overreacting to this. You know, we probably aren't having this reaction. I won't say overreacting. We probably aren't having this reaction where we're like, okay, don't love this. You know, there's a little weary feeling. But this is our first impression of him this season. This is the first time we've seen Charlie Morton pitch for the Orioles in a meaningful game. Does this mean that Charlie Morton's going to have the worst season of all time? He's going to suck. He's going to be atrocious? No. Am I going to give him a few more starts before I fully make a opinion on him? Of course. Same with Albert. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt this time. Zeno Perez, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he made that another catch with his hat yesterday, so he earned another pass. Gregory Soto, stud. I mean, we've talked. Brandon Hyde, actually, we talked to Ryan talked to at the winter meetings on on our live show, and Brandon Hyde actually raved about Gregory Soto. So Gregory Soto is someone that I'm excited for. Good to see him get off to a strong start, but Perez tough one, Suarez tough one, and Morton tough one. And I'll tell you, Kevin, you can have tough games pitching. Like we've spent this whole time so far talking about the pitching. Orioles scored 2 runs. You don't win a lot of ball games scoring 2 runs because listen, if the O's scored their 12 runs yesterday, they would have won this game.
Yeah, it is one game. It is one game. I mean, you know,
it's one game.
We can joke about it and we can say, "Oh, season's over," and we can say, "Oh, these guys are terrible," which is objectively not true. But it is just one game. I mean. The thing that I don't want to have happen, though, and, you know, we can go through tens of thousands of hypotheticals through 2 games of how the season's going to go for the Orioles. Mm-hmm. Jackson hit a solo homer. You know, you love to see Jackson get the power going, but there was no one on base. It was nice to see them break that trend yesterday. This is what I'm talking about. We're 2 games into the season, right? It is what it is. But I actually take the opposite approach of if we're reacting to this game in July, it might be more of an overreaction than it is today. Because
at that point, the real story, Kevin.
5-3 on Apple TV games.
But we're only averaging 3.3. The offense disappears on Apple.
The horrifying duo would be Apple TV in the City Connects.
They wouldn't score. The other team would throw a perfect game.
Probably that might. I don't know if they might have played it on an Apple TV game in the City Connects. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. So it was a tough scene for the pitching, except for Gregory Soto. Obviously, I think if we're doing 1 up, 1 down, that's definitely the guy I'm going with. I might have just stolen your thunder there, but I don't.
Hell
care.
No, I'm going Jackson Holiday. I don't care.
All right.
Give me all the ground beef. Give me all the ground beef. Walk into the store, go to the ground beef aisle. Section. Usually it's in the section, I guess. Grab it all. That's what we need. We're eating ground beef all day, every day. The Jackson Holiday Special, $4.25. Left center, Kevin. Oh my God. The league let Jackson Holiday find protein, and it's probably the worst thing since the fastball or the curveball. It's probably the worst thing to happen to baseball since pitchers started putting spin on baseballs.
Man.
They let Jackson Holiday find protein, and it's over.
Yeah.
The league had their chance.
Last year it was the golf. This year it
110
was the – and yeah, Jackson's a stud, man. Like, he's going to be so good for so long. And that's one of the positives you can take away from this game.
Yeah.
Where, you take the little wins. And I don't know who said it in the chat. I saw earlier. Gunnar went 1 for 3 at Norfolk tonight.
1 for 3. So
hopefully he'll be back. But
he's going to be back. Listen, Gunner's eligible to come off the IL next Wednesday. He'll be in the lineup Wednesday or Thursday. He'll either be in that night game on Wednesday or that day game Thursday, whichever one they decide.
Yep. It was nice to see Adley get on base a couple times. Even though I know he was hitless, still working the count, drawing walks. I think it was nice to.
Adley just seems like, and I've seen people in the chat talk about. Listen, Adley's got that confidence about him back, and it's not just in his swing, but it's his approach at the plate. He's confident in his takes. Last year, the whole running joke is you can throw a fastball down the middle to Adley anytime. He's going to take it for strike one. Sometimes last year, it felt like he was begging for a walk. It wasn't that he was taking it because he thought it was a ball. It was, I just am hoping he calls it a ball. It felt like he didn't have as much trust in himself. I think he was injured. I think that hindered his confidence. He was trying to battle back from everything. But, man, Adley's got this swagger back, his confidence back, where you watch him at the plate, he's taking balls an inch off the corner, an inch below the zone, and he's taking them with confidence. He's not even considering that it could be a strike. The one walk, literally, boom, boom, toss it, let's go to first, down low. He's got what we loved about Adley back. The fact that he knows the strike zone. He'll work at bats. He's going to make you work for every single strike. And that's where it really comes, I guess, back to his confidence is he feels like he's got that. He feels like he knows the zone again. He's got that. Baseball's so mental. So for Adley to kind of get back in that groove and especially start the season like he has yesterday with those 2 home runs, I think this is we've been screaming it from the mountaintops all off season. If you haven't yet, buy your Adley stock now. I'm glad our biggest fan has tuned in.
Fan of the show, Ryan Ripken. Sometimes we let him come on here just because we know he loves the show so much. So that's why. But going back to Adley and kind of piggybacking off of your baseball, there's such a mental side to it in sports in general. I mean, it's something that I talked about yesterday after the win is when you get into a slump like Adley did in the second half of the season last year, slumps are slumps, right? You navigate them differently. Every player navigates them differently, but sometimes they're just so hard to get out of because one thing spirals into the next thing, and then you start losing confidence in yourself. And sometimes you just need a reset. The slump went on for so long with Adley. People were wondering, like, oh, is there an injury that's going on? Is something distracting him? Like, what is the reason behind this? Because this is not the Adley we had seen for so many years before the second half of last season. I just think the reset was needed for him. And now you're right. He's playing with the confidence. He's playing with the swagger. And he just looks and it feels to me like he's just himself again. And we know that this Orioles lineup is at their best when Adley Rutschman is Adley Rutschman, because you slot him into that 2-hole right in the middle of whether it's Gunnar and Westy or Gunnar and Cowser or Cowser and O'Hearn, whatever the lineup is, you get Adley in that 2 spot. He's going to do a lot for you if he is himself. And it feels like that's what he is right now.
It does. And it's so great to just see him look like Adley again. Like, it's weird to, it feels like a cop-out when you're like, oh, Adley looks like Adley again. But if you've watched him throughout his career, the second half last year that wasn't Adley Rutschman. So it's great to see him back. We talked about Jackson Holiday. I'm glad someone's saying it.
Yeah.
I have like Ryan O'Hearn has probably had some of the best at bats and put some of the best swings on balls of anyone on this team so far this season. And he has the one hit. I mean, yesterday he into a double play where he lined out to short on an absolute rocket and he hit it so hard that Westbrook gets doubled up at first. Then today, the diving catch. Oh my goodness. Like the hits, I mean, he probably could have 5 hits already this season.
It felt that way when Jackson. Well, first of all, Seti was getting robbed early. Remember that? Seti couldn't catch a break.
Was atrocious.
It was like there's that one Orioles player every year that just like starts slow on the stat sheet. Technically, I guess, but they will have like these plays where like, oh, that's a really Web Gem top 10 on Sports Center like every other game. Just terrible.
Yeah. Another thing, if we're just talking about some frustrating things, Jorge Mateo looked like it was his first game back in a competitive game in almost 9 months. Not even just at the plate in the field. I mean, he tried to back pick Santander that ended up bringing in the run. We had just felt like it was his first game back in a while. I'm not going to – Jorge's Jorge. The strikeout, like I know some people were upset about his strikeouts and stuff. Like, that's Jorge Mateo. If you're going to tell me Jorge strikes out, like, oh, Jorge Mateo strikes out too much, I'm like, okay. Have you watched Jorge? Yeah, we know that. Like, that's part of it. You know, him striking out is not me going, something's not right with him. He's not right. That's just like he has those games where he's going to strike out 3 times. Like, that's Jorge Mateo. He's also then going to have 2 infield hits in a game and steal 5 bases. So you take the ups and downs. What I'm more worried about is his fielding. You know, we want to make that kind of if you're not hitting, Jorge's big thing is he's always solid in the field. The speed's always a factor. And this we talked about this a little last night, Kevin.
Yeah. This is a good question. It's a tough question too.
Like we said, maybe Laureano, but I don't know. It depends. Like you said, Kevin, do they actually trust? Because they've also put O'Hearn in the outfield. But I feel like it's going to be Laureano also because, like, do they get rid of Mateo or Urias?
I think it's going to be Laureano.
I would be so.
That would be tough. That would be a tough scene.
But
I mean, I understand the reasoning. I'm not saying the reasoning behind this is wrong. Kirsten.
No,
I'm not saying it's
Pigtown. Now that you say that, that makes the most sense. I hate that you said that, and it just
it does make sense. But it'd be a tough scene. It'd be a tough scene.
He's so right. He's so right. It's gonna be. Oh my God, people are.
We might have to do an instant reaction to that if it happens.
We're gonna have to because people are gonna be so mad about that. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then it calls into question his future. I mean, and obviously there already are questions about it. And Joe isn't here right now to fight back. But,
yeah,
I mean, I see people in the chat saying, you know, they love O'Hearn at DH, but Heston has all the upside. This is one of the struggles, I guess. Maybe that's the wrong word, but it's one of the problems, and it can be a good or bad problem, that teams in the Orioles position have to face. You have so much young talent, guys who have all the upside in the world. You're also trying to win a World Series. So you have to manage and balance how many opportunities you give younger guys who are more on the unproven side of things. Obviously, I think Jackson is an exception, and he did prove himself over the course of the year. You feel comfortable with a young guy like Jackson out there every day. Obviously, Adley and Gunnar, they've graduated from that status, in my opinion. I know some people still talk about them like that, but in my opinion, they're not really young guys anymore. They're leaders on the team. Like, you're not talking about them in that vein anymore. I think same with Colton, if we're being honest. But for a guy like Heston, there's how much do you trust O'Hearn as the DH versus do you want to take the upside play in a Heston, right? It's kind of that balance because if O'Hearn,
you know what you're getting out of O'Hearn. That's the thing is you don't know, like, you know, the upside of Heston, like you see, like you're saying, it's that like floor versus ceiling. You know, the floor of O'Hearn from what you've seen over the past 2 years is going to be a really damn solid hitter. You've seen the upside of what Heston does, and you've seen and you know his potential, but Is it going to be something where we've also seen Heston come out here and he goes a few, weeks where he's only getting a hit or two? So that's, I guess, where the balance is. I just hate what they're doing with Heston. I know it sucks because there's not much room. It doesn't feel like there's room. This bat deserves to be in the damn lineup. Also, you picked him, number 2 overall? Like, give the guy.
I feel
that
like
was millennials ago.
It's just it's a good problem to have, but it's also kind of like it's not annoying, but it's like you have these awesome prospects and you don't really know what they're going to give you.
This is the perfect way. He just can't stop being overshadowed. He can't.
And it's the same thing with Kobe Mayo, who I know has had some struggles, coming up to the big leagues, and that's a bunch of Orioles prospects have had the same thing. So I'm not discounting him because of it. But it's like, where does Kobe fit? Where does Kobe fit? I see, Reds up in the chat talking about Mountie. Obviously, I think that's the 1-for-1. When you talk about when Mountie's gone, Kobe is the guy. Is there that clear of a path for Heston? Is it O'Hearn leaves and he slots in as your full-time DH? But
O'Hearn for Heston to get at bats, O'Hearn has to be gone. For Heston to get consistent,
I think, but it's interesting because we talked about last season as like, okay, next season, meaning like now, is going to be the year of the young guys. But it just feels like we're doing the veteran thing again, which again, like they have the vets on the roster. I mean, you're not going to sit them.
You have to balance vets, and you can't go all young. We saw when they went way too young last year.
But I think that in reality, this is probably O'Hearn's last year with the team. They
picked up his option that
they picked it up because it was a great value deal.
Exactly, they picked up his option knowing that this would probably be it.
This is the last year of O'Hearn. I wouldn't be shocked if they try to move Mountcastle in the offseason if, he struggles in some way or they're just ready to move on and put Mayo up there. They're going to have to choose between Mountie and Mayo and O'Hearn and Kirsten. And, I think they're going to choose Heston, and the Mountie and Mayo conversation is a little bit more difficult, I guess. At least it's just the O'Hearn-Kirstad conversation is more straightforward to me. I would still, at this point, probably next season pick Mayo. I'd try to give him a shot. But then again, you're running the risk of Mayo still struggling and, it all becomes a wash.
And I mean, like we keep on saying next year, okay, next year they're going to find out. Next year we have more guys that we have to – Enrique Bradfield Jr., Vance Honeycutt's coming up in the next 2 years. Like that's what sucks is I almost feel for Kirsten then and Mayo – because it's not just, especially with Kirsten, because Basayo's a left-handed bat. Okay, let's say this is O'Hearn's last year. They move on from him and stuff, and now you're like, okay, there's that left-handed DH bat. You think they're just putting Basayo on the bench? Like, so I feel atrocious for Kirsten. Where do you?
I'm sincerely trying to hold back laughter because it took us 2 days to get into full-blown trade and off-season talk. It took us two. We got
second day. We're talking about next season. We've already started talking about next season. We just said next year how we're going to handle things.
We lasted 2 whole days. We lasted 2 whole days. And exactly, baseball. This is Ryan's favorite time of the year. 2 days. Ryan says, wait 3 to 4 months, and here we are on day 2 of the season.
Oh my God! The principal is just sitting back and watching.
Yeah, I saw something up in the chat though about, the surplus of prospects. I can't find it for some reasons. I'm trying to look for it, but we had only 160 to go. Only 160 more. But here's the thing: we had Steve Molesky on last season, and when we talked about some of the trade deadline stuff with him, he essentially said, have your farm system work for you. Yeah, we're back. We are back. But have your farm system work for you.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have to move off some of these guys and package them. I'm not talking about Trevor Rogers type deals. You have guys.
You didn't like that?
Please. I'm talking about Mayo has value. Kirstead has value. You can even go down to like Enrique Bradfield. Some of these guys. What do you do with Chase McDermott? Like you have either higher level or lower level guys that you can go trade for somebody. Now we're going to see over the next couple of months what they need to go after. Because again, we're 2 games into the season and needs will become clear as the year goes on. But if they have another deadline where they just hold on to guys and say, oh, okay, and then Heston just rots on the bench for another year, like what is that doing for anybody? You know, that's the tough conversation that you have to have. Hopefully Heston gets more of an opportunity tomorrow. I don't know if he will or not, but you know,
who's pitching tomorrow is we literally just looked this up last night. I know it's Bassett on.
It's Bassett Sagano on Sunday, and then it's isn't it Kramer and
I'm blanking on I'm looking at
who is it for Toronto?
I'm gonna be so mad when I see Scherzer. Damn, that's who it is. It's Scherzer. Damn. I do not make this a Scherzer revenge kind of season because he's one of those psychotic dudes where he's just like, if anyone was going to just kind of be a stud at he's also like 40, 41, it's Scherzer. Like, he's psychotic. He's messed up in the head. Like, there's baseball guys, and then there's the Max Scherzers of the world who legitimately just live and breathe this stuff. So, Kevin, I think let's, if you want to put the call-ins in the community.
Yeah. Let's get some call-ins. So again, we for those who don't know, who were not here with us on opening day, we started memberships up, and memberships include access to call-ins. So after every game, every show, we're going to put a call-in link in the members only tab in the posts, and then you can call in. You can vent your frustrations. You can tell us how happy you are after good Orioles wins, and just chop it up and talk shop with us for a couple of minutes. We had an awesome turnout yesterday. So there's a join button on your computer next to subscribe. I don't think it works as well on the phone, but if you want to do that and look at just right off the rip, Biohack, appreciate you. So, and then we do a quick video right after every game before we go live, just giving a quick 30-second update on what happened. And that whole, I did it yesterday. Zach did it today.
I actually just did the math. I averaged out that there's like going to be like 26 games a month. You know, you would think 26 days a month. If you call in every game, it 15 cents a call in. So it's not that, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
You know, if you want to do it like that, and then all the videos. And once again, it's just the price. There's nothing behind a paywall. We're not trying to put anything behind a paywall. It is mostly just to be very transparent with you guys. We don't want trolls calling in. Yeah. And then you can.
It's no video required. You don't use video or audio. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care either way. But
here's how you. Here's how you join. There's a link right there to join
Steve Sagano. Steve, I've been seeing that going around with Pigtown and Gary Williams stole my lawn furniture. I've been seeing them calling him Steve. I got to get on the inside joke.
Is there context to that?
Thoughts on Sagano? Actually, real fast before we get into this, I am very excited to watch. Well, yes, but I was going to say before we get to Sagano, very excited to watch Dean tomorrow. Very excited for that. Sagano, he's the wild card. He's the wild card of this rotation. Besides, I'll say, if we want to go ultimate wild card on the season for the rotation, it's Bradish because, gosh, if Bradish returns, Steve, and can be even 80% of himself, he's a number 2 starter on every team. So but if we're talking about guys that I don't think excited is the right word. It's this intrigue, maybe is the word. Because I genuinely don't know what we're going to get from Sagano. He could come out here. I don't think people understand. He's one of the greatest pitchers of all time in Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is a legend in Japan.
Yeah, yes, Sasaki would be there, I guess, like a Paul Skeens coming over. But especially if you look at, let's just say, I guess, age-wise, it'd be like, how old is... It's like, let me make sure I get this. Yeah, it's like almost like a Garrett Cole, coming over. In Japan, this isn't Pigtown Sports. appreciate you as always.
Appreciate
It is
you.
one of those things where this is one of the greatest players of all time. They look at him. I love Koji Uehara was at Orioles spring training, and Rock Kabako asked him about Sagano, and he said he's an incredible person, great competitor. And Koji goes, and he said he's better than I was, when I came over.
Right.
He's way better than me. And he goes, and way more famous. I don't think people understand when Sagano's on. I cannot wait to see the ratings. They have to release the ratings for television on how many viewers are streaming. Watch on Sunday, because I'm telling you, it's going to be the highest watched Orioles game probably in the last regular season. I would put the last 20, maybe ever. I am okay with putting it might be the highest watched game ever regular season for a Baltimore Orioles game. Solely because of the number of it. You'll have that normal excitement. Okay, I tried to go over it, but
the fact that he made the point to call you out is it's because he does it to me too. Because there's no shame in it, Zach. It happens to everybody.
But I wouldn't be, back to my point. I wouldn't be surprised, Kevin, if it's the most watched Orioles regular season game in the past 20 years, maybe all time, because it's only the Japanese market.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, and I'm not saying it's the biggest game, like so many people are going to tune into Orioles Blue Jays. The Japanese market is going to be all over that game. I'm so excited to see the exposure. Yeah. I cannot get my.
Yeah, you had a tough day yesterday with the football players, and
Yesterday, Kevin, it's day 2 for all of us.
Yeah, day 2, and everybody needs to be traded. That's day 2 of. That's day 2 of Kevin and Zach React. The call-ins for members is you can go to the post. It's live. So if you are a member, you can go check the posts on the channel. And Game 2 call-in link is live. So we'll see how many we get. Maybe we get none. Maybe we get 10. Who knows? But we'll you guys join. We will Kevin, let's play this fun game. I guess technically did we do one down? No, we did one up. Yeah, one down. We did not do one down.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Charlie Morton. Okay. Anyone that pitched.
I'd go Suarez, but
yeah. All right, so pitcher.
Just to be different. So
let's get in. All right, we got the first call in coming over. Pigtown Sports. Zach, what is up?
What's going on?
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man? How's it going?
I'm tired. Not even gonna lie to you. Tired.
Yeah, I feel that. Man, good to talk to you. Glad you hopped on. I was hoping you would. How are we feeling? 2 days in doesn't just have to be about tonight.
Yeah, trade everybody, overall, right? That's the vibe.
No, I mean, look. I think we've all talked about it pretty much all off season. The bullpen is going to be the make or break on this team. Starters they're good enough. I mean, Morton tonight was whatever. He didn't pitch enough in spring training, in my opinion. I mean, how many walks have we had from the bullpen already? 6 in 2 games?
Yeah.
I mean,
something like that.
Yeah, tonight they had just the 2 from Perez, and then last night. So
last night they had 4. So 6 in 2 games. Yeah. Like, that's not going to play.
No.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern is what the hell they're going to do with getting to Felix. As long as Kittredge is out, cool. He played catch today. I mean, he's definitely early, but who can you really trust to get to Felix?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Like we said, Brandon Hyde kind of raved about Gregory Soto early, in the offseason. Tonight was a good first step, but after last season, you're also sitting there. You're like, do I want to put all my trust in Gregory Soto right now, just after one outing? So we obviously haven't seen Cano yet this year. So it is going to be last year when all healthy, you felt good about, Coulombe, Cano. But now you don't really have those guys that you feel confident. We haven't seen Cano, like I said, but in that 6, 7, 8 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, is it Soto? I mean, Soto is the guy you trust the most right now, I feel like, right?
I mean, after tonight, like if we want to go
proxy,
one
probably.
game. Yeah, I was like on a one game.
I don't know who else you would go with. Like,
if we're putting these 2 games in a microscope, then yeah. But I mean, it's all the thing. But for you, like we've, Zach, I've talked about, I think this starting rotation is built for the regular season, and the fact that it's a bunch of veterans who I think are going to just grind out 162. It is going to rely on the bullpen. And we kind of, me and Kevin talked about this a lot before. We felt like the biggest help that the starters could be is going deep into games to help the bullpen.
Yeah.
3 1/3 is not going to cut it. So I agree. Is there anything else like concerns you had or just high points, things you like today? Let's go positive, things you like.
I mean, we've only seen a couple of bats from Holiday, but I mean, I feel like the first two you could tell were a little jittery, but then he's like, everything's quiet in the box and he's looking to hit the ball up the middle. He's looking to hit the ball the other way. Same with O'Hearn. I mean, Kevin touched on it. I mean, could have 5 hits already, or one of you guys did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But he's just staying in the middle of the field. I mean, all his outs have basically been in the middle, and we didn't really see that last year. I mean, a lot of guys tried to pull the ball every single at bat, basically, besides Mountcastle, who wanted to go the other way. But I mean, right now, look, we didn't score a whole lot of runs tonight, but right now the hitting approach looks a lot better than it did in the second half last year.
Yeah. We touched on it earlier, but who do you think is the guy who gets taken off the roster for Gunner when it comes to that time?
I think I don't want it to be Kerstad. I just feel like they're going to play that stupid option game.
And you saying that sparked it up. Like,
it sucks.
It made too much sense.
What makes it worse, he's 26.
Yeah.
Like, what does that do to his value? Like, when you go to present him to a team, like you say, okay, I need a pitcher. I'll give you Heston Kerstad. Well, why is he in AAA? Right. Well, we had a roster issue, blah, blah. Okay, but why is he in AAA? That's the exact question they're asked. Why do I want to give up one of my better pitchers for a guy that can't make your ball club right now? They're not going to have an answer. And I feel like that's going to hurt his value. And then what? Then he sits around. Then you have another Kyle Stowers on your hand where you have a 26-year-old outfielder that can't make your big league club, might be good enough, but then, like now you just have to kind of throw him into a trade and lose him for no reason. But that's what I'm worried
feels
about.
More like he would, if you do have to option him back down and you do keep him there for a while and you end up trading him, it feels more like it with Stowers is it's like, okay, take him. Like you take him instead of getting value for him. So appreciate you calling in first time. Any last thoughts before we get you out of here?
Nope. It's only game 2.
Only game 2.
That's right.
Don't make any rash decisions till like mid-May, and then we'll be all right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Make sure to follow Pigtown Sports on Twitter.
Please.
Well.
Go do it. Go do it.
Good stuff. So appreciate you calling in.
Get you guys later.
Yep. Peace out.
Awesome. Let's move on across the pond to England for our first British Raven.
Oh, there he is.
How we doing?
My lord.
That about sums it up. Yep.
7 minutes past 3 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I have golf voice because I don't want to piss the dogs and my partner off.
As you should.
But
yes.
Today's game was very reminiscent of a saying that we have in England. It's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits. We giggled ourselves to a 2-0 lead, and then we shit.
Yeah.
And
you're not wrong.
You could even chalk it up to the 2 days of we were all having fun and giggling yesterday.
Absolutely.
And now we're on the opposite side.
Literally, it was everything all sunshine and roses, and then all of a sudden, fourth inning came. We're up 2-0. You're like, here we go. I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I was like, Blue Jays suck.
Yeah,
you would get cocky.
Okay, Kevin. We had Jackson Holiday hitting 425 left center nukes. I was kind of feeling myself at the moment. Okay.
The Jackson Holiday fan club is very much alive.
Oh yes, it is, and it's it is game 2, but so far, I like what Pigtown Sports Zach said. His approach after the first 2 at bats yesterday, you felt like you're like, oh boy, he's got the jitters again. He's calm, cool, collected out there. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, definitely. Let's answer this question, all of us. Nick, pitching wise, 1 through 10. Was it a 1 for you, or are you gonna have it a couple points higher because of Soto?
I ultimately would say that we had 2 pitchers trying out for Walmart positions today. So I would say 1. I have to say 1.
Yeah, I mean it was.
I'm gonna be more optimistic. I'm gonna say it's like a 4, solely because I know, unfortunately, we are going to have that game where this team gives up 18 runs, 16 runs. We're unfortunately, I would love for 8 runs to be the most this team gives up this season. Yeah. But so I'm gonna go 4. I wish this was our 1, and this is the worst game we're gonna have. Doesn't look like it, So that's baseball, though.
We know our enemy at this point.
And you know what? Baltimore sports has a way of doing that, which is tough.
Yep.
So
number 1, we know our enemy, and number 2, we're keeping cardiologists in work.
Yeah. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Well, the Orioles have their enemy as close as they can be because it is literally themselves. So
absolutely.
I don't know. Because for Morton, yes, it's 1 start, right? And you have to probably it's the month minimum is my threshold for like major over. It's the same thing I do with the Ravens. I'm like, I'm not going to react to week 1, right? You have to wait a couple weeks to make your reactions to stuff and make trends up. I just feel like the things I don't want to see, it's 1, your starters don't go late into games, which just taxes your bullpen to no end. And 2, you hit home runs, but you do it with guys not on base. And all of a sudden, if you hit 4 2-run homers, it's 8-0 or whatever. Or, you win a game that's 8-6. 4 solo shots, and you lose that game 6-4. So you got to get guys on base, and you got to have your starters go deep into games, at least in my opinion.
You have to balance that, though, don't you? The level of aggression, I would say, it has to be right, and today it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, it felt like a game where, honestly, once the Jays went up 4-2, I was like, ooh, yikes. I was like, I don't know about this one. And then you never really felt like the Orioles were in it after that, especially just because of it's little things. It's pass balls, it's wild pitches, it's, throwing the ball away, trying to back pick Santander. It was just little things that something just felt off. It wasn't that you were like, oh, the Blue Jays are just kicking their butts, they're the better team. You were kind of like, what's wrong with the Orioles right now? It felt like a team that was just not there 100% in. So, Nick, appreciate you calling in. Any final thoughts before we get you out of here?
Tomorrow is a different day.
That's all that matters. You know what, Nick?
Turn the page. Fresh slate.
Actually, for us, tomorrow is your today because it's only 11.
True, yes.
Man, I'll tell those West Coast games, Nick, they're going to be something.
I'll never – I remember
it was like 8 a.m. one time, wasn't it?
I remember Corbin Burns signing with the Arizona Diamondbacks at almost 3 a.m. We were up at 3 a.m. and it was 2 a.m. and here's Nick in the comment section. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
Dedication is uncanny. Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's the first week that gets you. I mean, I've been back on English time for the best part of a month while we were dealing with a few things, but this first game, I mean, if there were matchsticks in my vicinity, they would be under my eyes right now.
And appreciate you as always, Nick. We'll see you next time. Yeah. Love when you call in, and we'll catch you later, my guy.
I appreciate you as
always.
Take it easy, guys.
Awesome.
You too, Nick.
Peace out, Nick.
Gosh, Nick. Awesome. Gosh, I love it. You know what? I'm just loving these calls. Next up, we're going to go to AJ. Get locked in for this. AJ, my guy.
What's up?
How we going? That was hard to watch.
Yeah.
I was glad this was today's game and not yesterday. Because first of all,
good point.
Yesterday, the sky would have been, first of all, opening day, the sky would have been falling. South Gunner to like Korea. Like it's over. But I was glad I woke up not at 5:40 in the morning for.
Yeah, what time was today's wake up call? Was it
today's was 10:07 first pitch. So
okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
That's doable.
Yeah.
So I know it wasn't an easy game, but kind of thoughts. So anything on your mind?
Jackson Holiday, great. Rutschman taking good at bats. It was really good to see Jackson Holiday having the right level of like aggression, like 2-0, look for your heater, hit it out. Yeah. Beautiful. The Apple TV broadcast should be shot into the sun.
It was so bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
I thought it was a routine fly out. I was like, oh, Jack. I was like, damn.
Routine fly out, I thought was 500 feet into the stands.
They were like, "Oh my
Every
God, there
time.
it goes!"
Every
and
time.
Bowser's
I
underneath
will
it.
say on that, was it Ernie Clement double? I thought CNL lost his homer streak. It was off the bat, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that's gone. I have no idea how he hit that pitch. It was like at his foot.
That was one of those
You know,
where
got unlucky. I also clearly don't understand the balk rules, because how do you balk when you're not set? I thought I had it. I don't.
I don't know.
The balk rule is that one rule in baseball where I feel like it is way too up to judgment, because it feels like there are so many times where pitchers will do something and they'll repeatedly do it over and over. And then it's just one singular time. It's just, it's something as simple as a wrist flick. Like today, so, just the slight move up, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't understand the rule enough to argue. I wish I did. I wish I could look at them and say, this was wrong, but I don't know. I can't tell them.
You never know. Not a great out. Morton just didn't seem like he was able to finish batters. How many 2-strike hits and walks did we have?
Yeah.
Like he get the 2-strike counts, like he couldn't land the curveball, so it'd be at like 3-2 counts.
Yeah.
But just could not get batters to swing and miss, or could not have a breaking ball tricky enough to land for a looking strike. So that was tough. Honestly, as bad as he was, props to Suarez for going 2 2/3. Like if Suarez had been as bad as he was and only went 2/3 of an inning and we had to use 5 relievers, like we'd be in much worse shape.
It did save their bullpen a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it did. And AJ, I like how you pointed out the biggest thing I noticed immediately about Morton tonight was he had no control over the curveball. Every curveball, especially this, he kept trying to throw it early in counts to righties, and it was in the other batter's box every single time. So as any hitter, you're going, I see the curveball spin on it, I'm not swinging at that. And he kept having to try to throw it in big counts, trying to land it. But at that point, even if you throw a good curveball, if you haven't thrown one for a strike all night, I don't care how good that looks out of your hand. It wasn't, it wasn't the best, control.
Was not expecting the old man to throw 97 though.
No,
that is impressive. I'll tell you what,
Well,
as bad as he was, that was impressive. And this is true from Ryan. It was a great point, because eating up innings, that's a trade in itself, that if you're good at it, you can save arms in the bullpen. So you didn't have to use Cano. You didn't have to use another guy that you need tomorrow. So it wasn't great for Suarez, but I'd rather him do that in a game that the Orioles are going to lose anyway than have it happen in a game that they probably were going to win.
Yeah, no, exactly. And we gave up 8 runs. We got 2. Like you're almost never gonna win with 2 runs. The bats were just not alive. It unfortunately reminded me too much of last season, where when everyone's hitting 1 through 9, it's easy to hit when everyone else is hitting. There's no pressure. The ball's flying. I'd like to see, look at the Phillies yesterday. They got struck out 13 times or something by the starter. Went on to win the game. The O's need to get back into the mindset they had in 2023, where the starter could completely destroy them. Their own pitching could be just terrible, but they were still in the game because they'd work at bats. They'd get to the bullpen, and the Jays don't have a good bullpen. At least last year they didn't. So you gotta have more fight. They showed inside the dugout in this 8th, I think it was, and they just all looked like they were ready for tomorrow. And I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You can tell when they're just on to the next one, and it kind of felt like that tonight.
Yeah,
it really did. It was just one of those games where it felt like a game 2 where they went down 6-2 and they were like, we got 160 more of these. It wasn't. It didn't feel like they were like, we're fighting for our playoff lives, we're scrapping. They were like, damn, okay, 1-1, okay. As soon as the Jays took that 6-2 lead, it was like, okay, so Dean, you're on the mound tomorrow. You got the bump. Let's go get it. We're not using Cano. We're not using Felix. We're not using. Go win tomorrow. That was it. It kind of felt like that. And then once it went 8-2, you were just like, okay, can we just call it?
They were like, can we just play Little League rules? Ended at 7.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, it's like a 6-run rule after 8 or something.
Yeah.
There's got to be a forfeit somewhere.
Certainly.
Oh my God. AJ, appreciate you calling in. Any last words before we get you out of here?
The O's are fine.
Let's go.
I love it.
The beer's still cold. The food's still good. So we got another 160 games to play. Hopefully more, but we'll be fine. I can't wait to score 10 tomorrow and then get no hit the next day.
It's the
That's how it
Orioles
goes.
play.
That's
It's
how it goes.
AJ, appreciate you
AJ.
calling in.
Have a good
From
one.
what is it? It's like, what time is it there?
It's 2:19. Like it's
PM.
PM.
So
PM.
it's
midday. I'm going to my first AFL game later. I'm gonna be repping a Ravens jersey because I got no Aussie football jerseys.
Let's go.
oh my
to a football game.
Oh,
gosh,
that is electric.
That's incredible. AJ, you have a hell of a time, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, catch you later, AJ.
Appreciate you, man.
All right,
I love it.
That's
so
so
much.
cool. That's awesome.
Every time AJ calls in, it gets me fired up. Just seeing him in the chat. Now we gotta deal with another one from the land even wilder and more foreign than Australia.
Yeah,
we've got Arkansas Joe.
What?
This is a man with dedication, by the way. This is Concert Joe, not Arkansas Joe tonight. Concert.
Yeah, Joe, how we doing?
We're doing good, man. Fortunately, Seven Dust is old, so they only play for an hour.
Huh?
So
was there an opener?
I didn't get here for the opener. I'm old and showed up late.
Oh, British Raven taking shots. What?
Hey, it's okay. Nick's a good kid.
You know what? He is.
You know what? He is.
Right.
He is as good of a. What we got for us, Joe?
It's a good day. I mean, yes, the O's. Morton. He needs to tune up. They didn't give him many innings in spring training. Warm that arm up, man. Let's. I don't understand what that was about, but warm the arm up. Let's go. Let's get that old. He's wearing his age as his number. That's kind of cool. So 50, just to remember how old he is. So that's kind of neat.
Man.
Maybe he's collecting Social Security in Canada now or something and wants to stay there. I don't know, but it's okay. Those are fine. And the Hogs beat Vandy. The Hogs beat Vandy today.
Wow, there we go.
It's college baseball season. College baseball season.
Two Cam Kozel home runs who transferred from Vandenberg last year and hit two out the park. Said, bye-bye, Vandy. I'm back.
Isn't there a Rocco on that Arkansas team? How's he doing?
Yeah, it's Rocco Pepe.
Rocco Pepe is doing pretty good, yes.
I watch Joe's reels.
He's a good kid. The only good Rocco,
Yeah, look at Ryan.
Call the Hogs, baby, yeah. Ooh, big do it.
There it is. Well, speaking of Joe,
I went to bed at halftime, and that fucking announcer, Calipari's always won with a 6-point lead. Fuck you, TBS.
Yeah.
Fuck
Joe,
you.
That's the jinx. That's the announcer jinx.
Announcer jinx. 35-0 with a 6-point lead in the tournament.
Oh my god!
And the announcer jinx took it down.
Joe, I won't lie to you. When Texas Tech hit that 3 to tie it right before, I thought of you, and my heart was broken. And then I thought of Texas Tech money line as the last leg of my parlay.
Oh my god! Get your priorities straight, Zach. Get your priorities straight.
Head before heart. Head before heart. Head before heart. Gotta get that wallet. But
Can we get Ruck Baco in the chat?
Always the Ruck Baco.
Ruck Baco, baby.
Yeah.
That's why they lost today. It's all Rocco's fault that Morton hits like shit.
Always blame Rocco.
Always blame Rocco. But yeah, we got a little bit of Joe on the streets tonight. But
look at that, taking over Zach's job.
I am not getting out of this truck in the city of Little Rock. That's not happening. I'm not that brave.
Little Rock. Man, Joe, anything else? We were talking about Heston earlier.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you caught our conversation.
Cannon? How about that cannon?
Yeah, that was pretty damn good. I mean, I heard he can't play defense, so.
I know. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Only idiots say that, according to my buddy Razorback Hobbs. So, I mean, it might be true.
Heston has the future.
Also, we need AJ to show us outdoors Australia. We need the proof that he is in Australia. Not that I don't believe him, but I don't believe anybody. We need some
Kangaroo.
proof
What
that we're worldwide.
AJ,
proof do you want to
can
see? What,
find us a kangaroo at any
kangaroo? Yeah.
time.
What do you want? What's proof to you? A kangaroo?
I don't know.
I feel so naive asking if kangaroos just like how
There has to be something he can show
they're
us. He needs a prop. He needs an
Kevin,
Australian prop.
Here, he say or
Yo.
you got it. The city streets of Melbourne. I almost did my my abroad semester in Melbourne, but I couldn't end up doing. I didn't do one, but I was looking there.
AJ, this is what's scary.
This terrifies me. This terrifies me.
Yeah.
I will say though, Kevin, we do have to do a Kevin and Zach react live from Australia now.
Oh.
All right,
Hey,
you pay for my ticket, and I'm going with you.
Put it on the Ripken credit card, Ripken Media credit card.
Yeah, Dude,
I need a kangaroo.
Let's go.
I need to. If we get a kangaroo,
Yes.
That would be
large spiders are the nice
Props.
ones. You see,
You know
here's
what?
the
That
thing,
actually-
AJ. I don't
yeah.
trust any spiders. I don't trust
Yeah.
a single one.
This show's all about props. I mean, that's what we got. We got to get a prop.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! We're gonna have to go. Oh my
Yeah.
god! The KZR official kangaroo. Move over, Ripfin.
Let's
If
go.
we get a kangaroo, if we
Now
get a
we're talking.
kangaroo.
Let's
Then
go.
it is.
That'd be.
I was
Right.
repping my Orioles at the, at the concert tonight. So we got last
yeah,
year's
look at
medal
that. There you go.
here on, but
Appreciate you, Joe.
I
Any
can't-
last words before we get you out of here, Joe?
The O's are fine. Go Hogs. College baseball season. Who cares about the tournament anymore? It's over with.
Yeah, this is one of the worst brackets I've ever done. I'm so checked out,
Which is
especially since Maryland is gone. Like there's,
Kevin,
I'm
you're
over
saying
it.
it's the worst one.
I'm literally in like
I look at my thing. I'm in the 97.9 percentile.
dude.
for my
Alyssa's
bracket.
in the 99.9.
Unfortunately, it's all chalk. It's all chalk this year. It feels.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull mine up quickly.
My bracket last year was terrible.
I'm in
Yeah,
the
we were there,
31st.
Joe. That was rough to watch every
Yeah,
game.
I'm
It
in the
felt like-
31st percentile.
I picked good teams too. They just lost.
I went too upset heavy this year. I feel like that was my.
This
thing.
was the wrong year to go up.
I had Drake in the Elite Eight. That was bad. That was pretty bad. It was a tough scene. Although, hey,
As long as Duke doesn't win, I think we'll be all right.
That was not who I picked.
Oh, come on, Kevin. You're from
I know.
Maryland.
I got ripped for it in the chat. I took
from
my
Maryland.
licks
You
for
can't
it.
you can't pick.
I know. It felt dirty when I did it.
Are you going to pick the Steelers to win the Super Bowl?
No, but maybe I'll pick the 49ers again and then
I was gonna
go that
say.
way.
That worked out so well for the 49ers, let me tell you.
Maybe I should pick the Steelers because apparently the Kevin Jinx is real, so that'll ruin their season.
That's how you're going to spin it when.
Yeah. That's how you got to spin it. What is this? Orb Weaver.
I just looked up an orb weaver, and I'm not putting it on the screen because that's scary.
Yeah, I see. I'm not messing with the spiders. I'm not doing it.
No, I don't like.
They're
spiders.
they're bigger than your fist. Holy crap! Holy crap!
But yeah,
okay.
Australian props. We need some. Let's go.
We need some props.
That'd be
I love it, Joe.
Electric.
I love it. Appreciate you calling in, Joe. I know
Yeah,
we
appreciate
we
you,
didn't
man.
even have, you didn't even have to use a mulligan.
I know.
You
Yeah,
didn't have to use a mulligan.
dedication. We got dedicated people here, man. Look at this.
I'm gonna say 5. I'll give you probably 5 all year.
All right.
I love it, Joe. Appreciate you as always.
appreciate you.
I'm sure we'll see your ass.
Yeah, we'll see you again soon. We'll see you again.
Yeah. As always, follow the reels, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, go
There you go.
follow
Baltimore
Joe.
Joe 82. We'll be giving facts all day. So
Go
All
follow the
day,
man.
every
Go
day.
follow the man.
Appreciate you, Joe.
Appreciate you, man.
Awesome, gosh.
Beautiful. Look at this, man. Call-ins are a success so far. I love it. Yeah, and I saw Nick is talking about a package. Actually, speaking of packages, Nick, there's an item I want on eBay so badly, but it's in the UK, and the guy will only ship to people. The only way that he says that I can get it is if I find someone in the UK that he can ship it to. I don't actually. Let me figure. I don't know because the UK is big. I don't know where.
But what is it?
It's memorabilia that I like. It's the last mug in the collection that I need. Actually, it is in.
Oh,
It is in Dartford.
he,
Dartford. I don't
did
know
you
where
see-
I don't know where Dartford is.
Did you say?
Oh, okay. There's all right. Yeah, it's cool. Shoot me a DM. We can talk about it. But yeah, I don't know how far Dartford is from.
What's
like,
a
I
good
don't.
snack to eat right now?
I don't know if anybody has had Jiffy. Like Ryan, do you have like the microwave popcorn Jiffy Pop? You shake it on the stove. You shake it like you really fast.
Shoot, is the Orioles game tomorrow during the day?
Is it 3 again? Oh,
Yeah, it's 3:07.
wow.
Wow. Look at that. You guys were on the
Pop.
same.
Hey, white cheddar popcorners. Were they white cheddar? AJ, was it
Why
what
would they-
what flavor? They have flavors. Do you not know popcorners?
Oh yeah. I like the kettle. Well, the kettle ones, and then they
Yeah,
have
they
that
have
like
the kettle ones.
original.
Original's good too. Sea salt is good. Right, Ryan. I have to get you on the Jiffy Pop. It's like movie theater popcorn, but better. And okay, Dartford is in the London area. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it. Just DM me, Nick. We can figure it out because this is the last thing that I need for my collection. But
Which
know how to get it.
collection?
maybe it's. Is it the? Maybe I'll keep. Maybe it's the fish collection. Maybe it's the Swarovski crystal. Did you know I'm an avid Swarovski crystal? Like I went on a binge of Swarovski crystals. Of like thousands of dollars spent in like a month. And most of them were to resell, but I'll give the Swarovski crystal tour another time.
Also, I did not realize Kmart is still a thing in Australia.
Is it?
Yeah,
Huh. How about
AJ just said that it's still alive and well. Yeah, the Terps, that was a tough one. Unfortunately, I knew that the buzz.
Yeah, remember when we would just get on here after losses and like talk about the game for 10 minutes, then just literally talk about anything else?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what call-ins are gonna be. Call-ins are just.
We'll talk about the game and then we'll just kind of vibe out with everybody. That's how. That's how.
Like Joe comes on. I'm not talking the game with that man.
Put some respect on Joe's name.
I'm just talking. Kevin, any final thoughts on tonight? It's game 2. I'm glad we talked about the 2026 roster. That was important.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to that game 2. The first loss of the season, it was only right that
it's always just good to get it out of the way.
Who we needed to acquire at the deadline, who we were sending the package for, and how the 2026 season outlook.
2025 season outlook is the O's are fine. Ryan is fake for being in the chat but not hopping on. Those are the vibes this season.
Oh, so AJ is Baltimore born and raised.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I thought he said. Did he not say that yesterday, or was I just thinking it? Because that's what I thought.
Maybe he did.
I'm not sure. Maybe he didn't, and maybe I'm just going crazy. But
O's
are fine.
O's are fine.
What I literally just did it. Yeah, see, now there's just silence. That silence could have been filled by your voice, Ryan, but you're not here.
Oh my.
Is he not going to turn his video on? I don't think he's going to turn his video on.
He's going to. Ryan. Yep.
Oh, see? That's the beautiful thing. Our last caller of the night.
Last call of the night.
How you doing, Ryan?
Did you get a membership to call?
No, he's the exception.
So it's a hard thing.
This is too far, Joe. This was too far. Go Hall.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Calvert Hall slander recently.
Here I am, just trying to enjoy my evening.
And then the O's season ends. This O's season ends.
I know. Right? We got 2 days, Ryan, before we started talking trades. Are you proud of us?
Dude, I was looking at that, and when I turned it on initially, I'm sitting there going, oh damn, we're talking roster moves. We're talking who's on the team. I'm like, damn, we're back. I
It's
can't
so bad.
wait. I can't wait for me to tweet something out because the Orioles lost and one of those guys, and I don't even play anymore, and I'm not a part of the team, and it is 110% my fault.
It's going
Which
to
tonight, it's not my fault tonight. Well, it might have been. I told Charlie Morton to just, throw balls, curve ball, just can't land it. Offense stinks.
It does. The whole team's awful. 1-1 to end the season. It was a tough ride.
Yeah.
No, but it's
fun while it lasted.
Yeah, obviously the O's are fine. Death taxes, the O's are fine. I love it. I mean, look, hey, it's fun seeing it all back for you guys. For the group, it's all what it's about. And you're right. Like, you guys know my motto. I'm not going to jump to anything until June. Yeah. Now, if the team's like 2-20, yeah, that's slightly concerning.
Different conversation.
I don't think that's going to be the case. It's funny. I mean, Zach, you were on this earlier. We sat down, Kev, with Mark Shapiro, the Blue Jays president, which we just put out now. God, my hair is woof.
Yeah, you got my bad head tonight.
We need hair and makeup.
My hair's not even.
The bed head is there.
Yeah, it's a little out there. It's just it's always business in the front, right? But then you got the little.
No.
Yeah.
So hey, I will. Does weather affect the curveball? Inside, it's not going to. Outside, usually like pitches in general, with even if it's really windy, 60 feet still 60 feet. So it might mess with a couple things, but not a ton. But the problem with, I'll do like my little baseball thing, and then
I was gonna say, if anything, I would say cold, maybe with grip. But I don't think wind or anything's
grip more than anything. But then also for Charlie Morton specifically, a guy who his most dominant pitch on his swing and miss percentage is his curveball, and then the second pitch is his changeup. So if he can't throw one of those pitches, that's eliminating a third of his swing and misses of his entire arsenal. So if you can't land that pitch, then everyone can go, all right, I'm just going to spit on that, and we're going to keep moving, and I don't have to worry about it. So that's his pitch that makes everything go. And if it doesn't work, this is kind of what happens, So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Maybe the O's will be fine after all. Maybe today won't be the end of it.
No, but it's funny. The call-ins look great. I mean, the community's back rocking and rolling. I thought Joe was disappeared. I didn't know what happened to Joe. I didn't even see him in the chat, but he's alive.
He was at the cons. Yeah, he was rocking out.
Yeah.
And so, Ryan, are you saying you're not throwing the towel in on the 2025 Baltimore Orioles after 2 games? And one of which they scored 12 runs and looked unstoppable.
I don't know, man. I might be in on I think the team to beat might be the White Sox.
Dude, aren't the Rays at the top of the division? Are they the team to beat now?
They might be.
Did the White Sox just win again?
Well, they won a game.
Yeah, and they don't play today, so they're guaranteed undefeated.
Wow. They're undefeated. They are undefeated. And Jack Flaherty is dealing, by the way.
Jack Flaherty becoming, obviously I know it didn't work out here, but him finding his potential that he showed when he was 20 years old, 21, coming up with the Cardinals has truly been something awesome to see, because he was supposed to be one of the next great pitchers.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, and also if the Padres, if Elias needs to be on the phone, go get Gavin Sheets. You kidding me? Go get my guy.
Go get
my guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
What's
Drew Rom up to these days?
Yeah, I got to talk to Rom. He saw him like the breakdown the other day. I got to check it out. Yeah. That's why I thought you brought it up. Why'd you bring it up?
Yeah, I was going to.
Because didn't he get traded for Flaherty? Wasn't he one of the guys in that deal?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It was him and, oh my gosh, the contact hitting lefty.
There were 3 guys in that deal.
Showalter is a lefty
Yeah.
mind reader.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zach
Zach.
Showalter.
And then who was the third? It was the contact hitting lefty who I was obsessed with.
Cesar. It was Cesar.
I was gonna say it was Cesar, but I didn't want to just say that.
Yeah.
I'd be wrong. No, you would have been right.
Oh, Jonah Heim, 2 home runs today.
Yeah.
Are catchers just hitting dongs? Is it the year of the catcher?
It might be. Also like the scrap of it right now, I'm looking at, did anyone get the 2-0 tonight? It certainly is not looking like it. Unless the Padres win 3-3. And if Gavin Sheets comes up, then they will win. Gavin's 1 for 3 tonight. I actually talked to him about it, so maybe this can be a part of it. I'll come, because it's Kevin Zachariak, I'll come on and mess around from time to time. But
we enjoy it. We enjoy it.
So Gavin, I said, dude, going deep center, buddy, like that's not you. And he's like, the ball just travels different here. And they're expecting kid later in the year. So it's like almost dad strength. And I pulled up his graph hitting. All of his home runs last year are to right, and then there's this little blip to left. And even in 2022, it's all to right and a little blip. And I'm like, buddy, like the only hit you have is dead nuts.
It's like Isaac Paredes. He literally has only pulled home runs in his career. Same with the crazy one is Alex Bregman. I think Alex Bregman has hit like 3 opposite field home runs in his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey, you know what? If they're leaving the ballpark, I don't care what fence it goes over. I don't care what fence it goes over. Hit it over the fence. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then Ryan, real fast before we wrap this up, thoughts on Jackson Holliday going deep? It just feels like his approach, not only going deep, 425 left center. I mean, the kid. It's a lot of ground beef. A lot of ground beef in those muscles.
Okay. So I processed that. Yeah.
Did you just think I was bringing that up randomly? Ground beef?
I'll be honest, it's late.
I was gonna say that's all the kid ate.
It was late, and I didn't process that. Maybe it's Rip After Dark, where I'm like, pause.
Yeah,
And so I was trying to sit down and watch Lost. I'm back watching Lost right now.
Very
To decompress. Long day. But Jackson, though, I loved that home run. Like, not because it was a home run, it was great, but him staying on the baseball and using that part of the field. I mean, when you go and look at all the guys and knowing, good phrase of an interview we'll drop on Sunday night. We'll tell people, Jim Tomey, we're going to drop that interview with Tomey on Sunday. Know thyself. And you got to know what type of hitter you are. For Jackson, he's trying to figure it out, but what we know, he is a better hitter when he uses the whole field. He's not going to be that power, I'm just going to yank everything, and he shouldn't be. He can pipe a ball to the gap. He can turn the burners on, but he also has the power to hit it out. And if he can do that, I think we're going to see teams have a tougher time trying to face him. But if he doesn't do what he did, then he'll be susceptible to more issues, right? Like, does that make sense? If you're not willing to use the whole field and you aren't that power guy, teams are going to then exploit that. So I loved it, man. And also has some juice. Was it 110 off the bat?
Yeah,
So-
110. The kid is he's putting it together. He just looks more comfortable, which is I think the biggest part for him is just the comfortability. That was the biggest thing last year is you could tell the times Jackson felt good at the plate and times he didn't, early on. And that's why we kind of felt it was weird timing when they sent him down the first time, because it felt like that game prior he had gotten, I believe it was 2 hits, or he gotten 1 hit and then diving play stopped him from getting his second. You felt like his confidence was starting to get there. He's looking more comfortable. If his confidence can continue to go where it's going, sky's the limit for the kid.
I mean, it's great. And then, like I saw, it said 1 to 10. What did you guys have on the hitting? Out of curiosity.
I get
For today?
if we want to go 1 to 10 on today, it is also hard because the biggest thing is one of the aspects is that at least 3 or 4 times tonight, the Blue Jays made unbelievable plays.
Yeah.
Mountie was robbed. O'Hearn was robbed multiple times. It just felt like the Orioles couldn't. Everything the Blue Jays did tonight was it was one of those where everything went well for them. So I'm going to – overall, if we're combining them together, I'm still going to go an 8 because we're doing all this also without a guy named Gunnar Henderson, who I've heard is decent at the game. So looking forward to see what he can bring to the team. But it's one game I like, I like the approach. It feels like they're getting guys in. Tyler O'Neill is just smashing the baseball even when it's outs. He's putting good wood on it. So I'm not gonna sit here and put it below anything but an 8. When you hit, there are 7 home runs in 2 games. Don't care.
Through 2 games, it's like an 8 or a 9. Today, I'd probably give it the same number that they had hits, like 3. I mean,
yeah, today I would
say
it
wasn't great today, but like there were 2-game stretch. I'm not complaining about how the first game went and how Jackson hit tonight. Like, I think it's fine. Like, he had a good game and a bad game. It's kind of how it goes.
Baseball sometimes may be good, sometimes maybe. So the what was I say? Gosman also settled in really well. So he's really good, very good. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him in the future. Maybe Tony. That was fun. I mean, Kev, the Blue Jays, even though they're rivals, Blue Jays got some really good people there. Mark Shapiro up top. I know Blue Jays fans always don't like. Fans usually don't like their own front office. It's usually that.
Never do. Unless you win a World Series, they don't like the front office. The Ravens have been the pinnacle of just consistency for how long, and people just hate everyone. Everyone.
Oh yeah. But what I loved, very open talking with Mark about like how deals are made, the pros and cons. It's a lot of it's an interesting thing. And then when you have success. Also, one thing I didn't realize Zach today when Mark said that per game, I think, did he say per game they're drawing like 700,000 to 1 million views per game?
Yeah, because the entire country watches Toronto. Toronto is just Canada's team. He said, and he even pointed out to us, he said when they traveled to Seattle, it's a home game. He said it's a home game for them because every fan from British Columbia drives down and just watches them there. So it is a very interesting because you don't necessarily think of Toronto as that big market team in baseball, but they're a big market. They very well could. That's why they're always in on the Shoheis, the Juan Sotos. They're in on them. They might not always get them, but they are offering that damn money because they got it.
Yeah, they certainly are, man. They certainly are. That's good. Game 2. Proud of you guys. And since you guys aren't doing it enough, Kevin and Zach React, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button.
It's day 2 for everybody. It's day 2 for everybody.
Like we're sitting here going, man, they see you guys joining and people joining for the discussions and the call-ins. But if you're new, hit the like and subscribe button. Kevin and Zach are to do this every post game. I will hop on occasionally to say hello, but this is their time. They do a great job. They will vent with you. They'll celebrate with you. Oh, yeah. And then we will do the Ryan Ripken Show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's a lot of fun. So that's it, guys. Day 3, day 4. You'll never mess it up.
Getting back in the swing of things. Exactly. Ryan also comes on when he's called out. So now we know.
Yeah. The only non-member member of the show.
Exactly.
It's how it goes.
We're gonna make Rocco pay.
Hey, you know what? Art with Ellis right there. See, this is what we're talking
appreciate
about. Just people helping people. Art, I appreciate if you are interested in hearing post-game shows. These guys, they do a great job of it.
I like to get those. We're Orioles Church. We'll preach and we'll cry with you.
Oh man.
This is the worst. This was the worst.
It's true. I don't know why you hate it.
This is the worst bit we've had. This was
Ryan,
I wore an orange "Play the Damn Song" shirt, and people thought I was wearing an orange Bengals hoodie.
Because
I was like, it's a plate because it was orange and then black letters. Play the damn song. They're like, Zach, we're in a Bengals play. I was like, it is literally an Orioles. Play the damn song. All right, exactly. Amen and hallelujah.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys close it out, kids.
Yeah, you have a
right.
fantastic.
All right. Appreciate you hopping on, Ryan.
Ryan.
Good kid, Ryan Ripken, everybody. So,
I had 50 YouTube channels. Sub with all of them. Appreciate all of you.
Appreciate
Also,
that.
I'm not going to put it on the screen to ruin it for the rest of you, but AJ, I did read your comment about a certain thing that I now lost because of you, and that was – I didn't need that. Kevin, I'm not going to do it.
Now I'm going to scroll up.
No, Kevin, you don't have – because, Kevin, like I'm telling you, you don't have to, but it was – I didn't want to put it on the screen to cost everybody that.
All right. Okay. All right.
But now we are all sitting here. Everyone, that was on.
It's nothing crazy.
You know, Nick, I know. I'm sorry.
That's more of an if you know. It's more of if you know, you know. If you
if you know, you know.
If you saw the comment, you saw the comment.
I'm not going to ruin it for everybody else who might be living peacefully, thinking that they're doing well. But appreciate everyone. Kevin, I'm assuming you're good. Anytime.
I don't think we got anything else. You know, hour and a half stream. We're back. I got cats meowing in the background. So
gotta love it. Absolutely love it. Orioles drop game 2 of the season, 8-2 to the Toronto Blue Jays. We're gonna be back. I did too. But you know what? The beauty of baseball is, Kevin. We're back tomorrow.
There you go.
Tomorrow. We're going to be back in literally 14 hours? Yeah, 14-ish hours. It's going to be we'll have our British correspondents, our Australian correspondents. We'll all be back here.
Our goal Orioles, get one in every continent. One in every continent.
We'll be back here for Orioles Church tomorrow at Kevin and Zach Reacts. Appreciate all of you as always. Hit that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, baby,
join the memberships.
Join memberships to call
DTA.
Yeah, all that stuff. We will see you next time for another edition of Kevin and Zach React. Chewy-wees. I don't know why I did that with